Hi, Tara Sully, Hy-Vee dietitian, here today to talk to you about meal planning and our Healthy Habits meal planning program. We're going to be going through some reasons why it's a good idea to meal plan. I'll be sharing with you a little bit more about our Healthy Habits menu planning program and why that's an easy way to set yourself up for success. And then we will also be making two different recipes that are actually on that Healthy Habits menu planning program week one. We'll be making a breakfast recipe and also a dinner. The breakfast recipe we'll be making is the blueberry banana overnight oats. And then our dinner recipe we'll be making is our chicken burrito bowl slow cooker. So to start off with, why do we want to meal plan? Meal planning makes us very intentional about the food choices that we're making. First off, it is a great way to help you eat healthier because when you are planning your meals, we are more likely to eat more fruits and more vegetables, two food groups that most Americans are not getting enough of. Secondly, it helps you kind of balance your meals. So if you know that you have a meal out for lunch or you're meeting, you have a social thing for dinner, you can accommodate for that with your other meals that day. For example, a lot of your meals out, typically we eat higher fat, higher sodium. So maybe your breakfast and lunch meals that you are planning for, you could eat something extra low in sodium to compensate for what you might be doing later on. And lastly, it saves time, energy, and effort. If your guys' house is anything like mine, when we don't have a plan, everyone's like, what's for dinner? We have nothing. And it can be very stressful and very draining, and we end up having to go out and either grab something that isn't as healthy or go to the store and buy what we need to make the dinner. And it takes a lot of time and energy. So having a plan will alleviate some of that stress. Everyone will be on the same page with what is coming up for dinner, what they can do to chip in and help get that dinner on the table. And then it also is going to be more economical. It saves money to plan. You can utilize leftovers. You can plan to use those leftovers for another dinner meal or even for lunches the next day. So a great way to eat healthier and again, be more intentional about what you want to do with your health goals. It will help you reach those. As with anything else in life, if we plan for it, if we set goals for it, we're more likely to be successful. So what can you do if you are not currently a menu planner and this is all new to you? We have a program here at Hy-Vee. It's called the Healthy Habits Meal Planning Program. And each session is 4 weeks, and you will receive a weekly menu set to your calorie level. So depending on what your goals are, we would calculate what calorie level of menu you would need to help you reach those goals. You would get 15 minutes each week virtually to have an appointment with the dietitian to go over the upcoming menu and kind of set you up for success for that week and also set some goals. What you'd be getting is your menu planner. This has breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, along with all the recipes you would need to make those meals and a grocery list. The grocery list you could take physically and go into the store and shop it, or we have an Aisles Online link where you could just auto-fill your cart, swing through and pick up your order for the week and have everything you need to follow this menu plan. All of our menu plans were made by our dietitian team at Hy-Vee with the idea that no one really wants to spend more than 15 or 20 minutes typically prepping a meal. So most of those fall into this category. Sometimes the cook time takes a little bit longer, but prep time is about 15 to 20 minutes. In addition, these are all things that we've tried on our families at home. And so there's no crazy ingredients or random things. It's all stuff that is easy to find, not a laundry list of ingredients that you'll never use again. So for today, we're gonna be making two different recipes off of week one of this Healthy Habits menu plan. So the first thing that we will do here is make our blueberry banana overnight oats. So the thing I love about overnight oats is it is something you can do completely in advance. Mornings can be very stressful at our house because first of all, we're an early start school, so we have to really be on the ball to get out of the house. But in addition, it's hard to pull together meals sometimes that are healthy that you can also do really quick and eat quickly. So overnight oats is something that you can do ahead of time and then have ready to go in the refrigerator for the morning to quickly pull out and have something very healthy. So what you're gonna need for this recipe is some quick cooking Quaker oats. You'll need some milk. I got the Fairlife milk here, which is our lactose-free milk, so it's a little bit lower in carbohydrates. You're gonna need some protein powder, so this is just like a scoop of the vanilla whey protein. Blueberries, bananas, and then also chia seeds. So to start with this, you'll want to get some sort of dish, which I've used like different types of dishes, and one of my favorites is actually like making them in a like mug, because it's very easy to grab the mug and head out with it. But today I'm going to do it in a bowl, just so that you guys can see as it's going in. All right, so first off, we need half a cup of our oats. Oats are a great source of fiber. They are whole grain. They can help lower cholesterol. This is also filling, so this is going to stick with you because the soluble fiber in oats bulks in our body, and it takes a long time to digest. We're also going to use half a cup of milk. All right. Again, this is a great choice, really for anyone. It tastes just like regular cow's milk, but again, it's going to be that lower carb option because it's ultra filtered and there's no lactose, which is the carbohydrate found in dairy. Okay, we're going to do a scoop of our protein. So as with any breakfast we're making, or meal for that matter, we always need a good protein source. So adding that protein powder to our overnight oats is going to be the satiety factor. This is what's going to stick with you, so we really have to have that protein there. Next, we need our chia seeds. So we're gonna do half a tablespoon of these. These are another great source of fiber. This is also a good source of our plant-based omega-3s. These are antioxidants that are also good at helping to lower also can help to increase our HDL cholesterol. That is the healthy cholesterol. I'm gonna go ahead and slice our banana here. There's a runaway. So if you like other fruits, you can absolutely sub out your banana or your berries for something else. But okay, so we have our base in here. From there, we're gonna give this a stir. You wanna mix this in really good. Once you have a good mix on that, you can kind of like even it up so it's all on the bottom. And then from there, we will layer in our bananas. I'm gonna do like a third of a cup, which isn't quite, oh my gosh. Just spilled that, which is probably for the better because 1 6-inch banana is going to be about a cup. So, as I lost a few slices, we'll be closer to the portion size there. And then for our blueberries, we need 1/4 of a cup, which we'll sprinkle right on the top. I don't like to mix the fruit in until the morning. So once you get all of that on there and kind of spaced out, then you'd want to cover it. So I have a lid to this bowl, so I'll just put the lid on, and then you want to let it hang out in the refrigerator for a couple hours, even to overnight. So when I make these, I will typically just make a couple of them and put them in the fridge, and then they're good for a few days. So it's something that you could kind of just batch cook. And that's all you would do. So that in the morning, when things are crazy and you need a healthy breakfast, here you have a complete breakfast. It has every component that we would need to create that balance we're looking for in a meal. We have our whole grain, we have our color, which is our blueberries and our banana. That's gonna be those antioxidants, that fiber that's gonna fill us up. And we have our protein, which is coming from our milk and also from the protein powder that we put into there. So super simple. and we're ready to go with a healthy breakfast. All right, so now we're gonna switch gears a little bit, which I'm actually gonna pick these up real quick. All right, so now we are switching gears here to our dinner meal. So for our chicken burrito bowl that we will make in the slow cooker, you're gonna need to get your slow cooker or an Instapot if you prefer that. You're gonna need a pound of chicken. You will need a can of black beans, no salt added, a can of golden corn, no salt added, and then also a can of the fire roasted tomatoes. This is like the diced tomatoes, and you can experiment with like other flavors, but the fire roasted adds a lot of good flavor. I'm gonna actually scooch this over here. Okay, so to start out, I always spray my crock pot. The recipe doesn't say to, but I just typically will do that. So we're gonna start by adding our chicken into the slow cooker, just right into the bottom. From there, we are not going to be adding every single ingredient, but we are gonna add our fire roasted tomatoes. This recipe holds pretty well, so it's one I like to make on the weekend when I am around. So here we go, right into the pan. You want all the juice in there with it. Okay, from there, you are going to add all of your seasonings. So we need cumin, we're gonna use paprika, we are gonna use some chili powder, as well as onion powder and garlic powder. So notice that these are powders. We are not using onion salt or garlic salt because we don't want any extra sodium in this dish. The powders are completely salt-free. So that is why we're opting for that. So with our garlic powder and our onion powder, we are going to do 1 teaspoon each, right on the top. So I'm gonna sprinkle it around. Now we are going to be adding the garlic powder. If you want to do minced garlic, you could certainly do that. All right, and then right on the top with that, we're gonna do half a teaspoon of our paprika. All right, so half a teaspoon with that. 2 teaspoons of chili powder. 1 and 2. And then last but not least, it calls for 1 teaspoon of cumin. I love cumin, so when I make this, I always put 2. And that's what I'm gonna do today as well. And 2 teaspoons of cumin. Okay, so this is step 1. So from here, you would just simply put the lid on and let this go on low for 3 to 4 hours. After it cooks for about 3 to 4 hours, you would add the last 2 ingredients. So this is where you'd use your no salt added corn, and you would want to drain this, as well as your no salt added black beans. And you'd want to drain these as well. I like to rinse the black beans also to get all that extra starch off. So you can put it in a colander and run water over it. So after about 3 hours here, you are going to just simply open up the lid again and add in your corn and your black beans to your chicken mixture, okay? From there, you'll let it go for 2 more hours. At the end of those 2 hours, your chicken's gonna be completely cooked. It's just gonna basically flake apart. So what I'll do is I will grab 2 forks and I will actually shred my chicken right in the slow cooker. Could do this a couple ways. I just find it so much easier to just actually shred it right in there. So I'll take off the lid and just kind of pull it apart with my 2 forks. You could also actually take your chicken completely out, leaving the rest of your mixture in there, and cut it on a cutting board and then add it back in if you prefer to do it that way. So it's just kind of personal preference there. From there, you'll need some brown rice. So I just picked up 2 packs of the Hy-Vee quick cooking rice, where you would just actually tear a slit, microwave it for 90 seconds, and you're ready to go. And then you'll need some Colby cheese. After you've shredded your chicken, your mixture is completely ready. So you're actually going to put a portion of rice onto your plate and then a 1/4 of this mixture. If you've been to Chipotle, this is kind of like a healthy Chipotle type of meal. And the leftovers save great as well. So when I make this, I actually go ahead and meal prep my lunches for the next couple days by putting a little bit of rice in the bottom of a Tupperware and then topping it with this. You'll do a sprinkle of cheese on top, and then if you want to add anything else like fresh chopped tomatoes or cilantro, squeeze of lime, you could certainly do that as well. And that's as simple as it gets for this meal. Not a lot of prep whatsoever. It was simply opening ingredients and kind of dumping them in to the container, or into the crock pot. So super simple. All right. So as you can see, meal planning does not have to take a ton of time or energy. It's just simply having a plan and then sticking to it. So if you have any other questions, you can certainly reach out to me. I'd also encourage you to take advantage of our code word challenge, which is on the recipe handout that I send every month. If you are the code word challenge winner, you actually get the Healthy Habits meal planning program for free that month. So do take advantage of that as well. As always, thank you for joining me, and Hy-Vee Dietitians are here to make your lives healthier, easier, and happier. Have a great day.